Today we are with Krishna Kumar, the founder and CEO of Similarn. And Similarn is revolutionizing the space of online learning and online certification. So how many courses do you actually have on Similarn?
So we have more than 200 courses that we offer on Similarn.com platform.
Alright. So, and are these bifurcated into different buckets like managed?
Yes, so there are 11 different categories under which we operate. So like project management is one category, big data and analytics is another category, cloud computing is a category, IT security is another category, and so on. There are about 11 categories within which we have about 200 we offer.
That's interesting. So today you're conducting a hackathon, and this is for your fresh recruitment of people, and this is a really innovative way of actually hiring. Unlike the old boring way of taking resumes and asking them questions. So considering the fact that you are going to be hiring so many, so is this basically to expand your number of courses, or is this basically to expand the the technology base of whatever you're already offering?
Yeah, sure. So let me explain. See, we are a training company, but we consider ourselves more as a tech company. So we are using technology to solve the learning problem. So there was always a learning need that working professional had, and there was no credible and easy way for them to find good quality content, reliable content that they can go through at their own pace. And that's where we started using technology to solve that problem. So all these hirings we are going to do to make Similarn.com platform better, and also we need a lot of supporting system to help us serve our customers better. So about a year back we used to serve a couple of thousand customers a month, but now we get that many customers every day. So our whole support problem, the way we serve them, the way we fulfill their training needs, requires a lot of supporting systems.
So how many registered students, as we can call this,
we typically get about 50,000 visits on our website a day, and that results into so there are multiple buckets of customers that we get. There are some customers who just come and try our free stuff, and then there are some customers who are paying customer for our product and services. So typically these days we are getting about 15,000 plus customers every month who are paying customers. But if we add others who try our free test, who try our free quizzes, who try our other stuff, then it will be double this number.
All right. So that's 50% of conversion into paid. This one is really very good. Really very good. So considering according to new research, this by around 2015, the population of our country is going to go to about 1.5 billion, and within this, the gross enrollment ratio into education per se is expected to be 30%. Now that's quite a huge number. Do you think the education system as of today can handle that kind of an expanse of educating people? And if not, is there an alternate that is already available?
So let me clarify. See, we are not into that space. So we Similarn is not in the business of training guys who want to complete their graduation, or they want to complete their post-graduation. We typically come into play when somebody has already got into a job, and that's where they're looking at the need for reskilling themselves. So we are into that business. But having said that, my take on that problem is that it is difficult. I think that kind of infrastructure, or the current university and college system that they have, there is no way for them to take up that kind of enrollment. If they take them also, they will not be able to serve them better. So it will become more like a formality. So I'm sure the government is also thinking, and the way forward is that you let people learn at their own speed. So if you look at this idea ad that is coming up, I think that is the way forward. That you learn on your mobile, you learn while on the go, and you learn whenever you want to learn. So that's definitely going to be the future.
So do you think at some point in time the entire normal education could be replaced by just certifications?
So my gut feeling is that yes. I'll just give you some pointer that it has already started happening. If you track this company, there's a company called General Assembly in US. It's a new age company, just about 3-year-old company, and we heavily venture invested, about I think close to tune of about $100 million in last 1 year. And this is exactly what they're saying. They're saying no university even in US is equipped to make you an expert in digital marketing in 6 months. So join a General Assembly course. In 6 months, you become an expert in digital marketing, and I help you get a job right from General Assembly. Right from you complete the 6 months course with General Assembly, you can get a job in digital marketing, you can get a job in UI, be a UI architect, be a product manager, and so on. So their whole pitch is very clear that don't waste your time in a 3-year university degree from not so great college, because that's not going to give you anything. It's a waste of your time, it's a waste of your money. Just focus on what the market needs and spend 6 months and become an expert. So they are playing more in the area that you just asked about, whereas Similarn is more niche. We look at ourselves as a top-up provider, that okay, you already know your job, but you are looking for a specific skill that you want to master. So typically our courses will be 2 months, 3 months, or you can do 2 months, 3 months online course. So typically it will be about 30 hours of course with about 5-6 practice tests, 15 hours of videos, maybe a project. And after completing that course, you get the comfort that okay, I know this topic, and I've been tested also on this topic, so I can go and comfortably claim myself that I know this topic and ready to take up an assignment related to that topic. Like for example, risk management. You are a project manager and you must be doing risk management on your day-to-day work, but you have not really completed a course that talks about what risk management is, what are the best practices, and what everybody else in the world is doing related to risk management. So there you can take a Similarn course, get certified, and showcase that as your credential.
Right now, let's talk about the top-up bit that you said. This is targeted at corporations to inculcate within their entire recruitment or hiring procedures, where they will say, okay, listen, this certification, once you do this certification, you could probably be looked at for an appraisal or something of that sort. Or are you right now targeting those people who are wanting to have an edge over as soon as they complete their the degrees and diplomas and the other things that they're doing?
So we are right now, Similarn business model is not going to corporates and giving them something that they can offer to their employees. Our current business model is directly getting in front of such people, saying if you get this certification, then you stand out of your colleague, and you can showcase that as one of your achievement to your current employer to get a better role next year, or you can get a better role somewhere else. So it's more towards that. But we have also started seeing a lot of corporates also have started reaching out to us and saying, can you do this for our employees? So that's a recent phenomena. But our traditional business model is that we reach out directly to these people. The whole cyclic impact. See, if I do it and I go and tell my colleague, so he also feels that okay, am I getting left out? I should also do it, and that's where it started going it goes in a chain.
That's interesting. See, because one of the things that we are observing as of now is that there are a lot of deemed universities which are adapting to the new form of learning, the new new curriculum of education, or the new curriculum that is required by different corporates, etc., and inculcating them as minor courses that they can avail for, or even in some cases major streams that they can basically do. So do you see that as a challenge, or do you see that as something that will probably eat into your pie?
So that's a good observation that you have made. So I see that when more and more people start talking about a new concept and about reskilling, it increases the overall addressable market. So I look at, they are a competition, but I look at that as a healthy competition, right? Many times, as Similarn, when people ask who is your competitor in India, we have very tough time telling us who is my competitor, because there is no second guy who is even half the size of ours. So actually we are looking at university doing that, and most of them are deemed university who are trying to adapt to new things happening in the market. So that, in fact, we are very happy that people are actually going and doing it. But the approach is always going to be different. Academic institution is always an academic institution, whereas we are in the business of training working professional. So if I'm training working professional who already know the topic, I cannot tell them something which is outdated. So one of the biggest challenge in our business model is that for me the curriculum has to be like up to date. That means the curriculum changes every 3 months. Right. The instructors who are going to develop those curriculum, as well as the instructor who are going to teach that curriculum, has to be industry expert. They cannot be an academic guy who's been only teaching in colleges. He has to be a practitioner who is doing that, and then he's coming and sharing that knowledge. So it will be difficult for an academic institution to match that speed. But of course, having said that, there might be some institute who can try doing a good job there.
Sure, no, because I've also seen a lot of deemed universities actually bring in experts from companies and probably people who are already working in companies or heading certain departments to come and address the students, so that there's some bridging that is happening. I mean, though I don't know whether it's completely this one. So I think that kind of brings me to an interesting question, which is that the Indian education sector market is right now expected to grow to around 109.8 billion. by around 2015, by the end of 2015. So what part of that kind of growth do you as Simply Learn see having a share in? Number one. Number two, the online education per se, how much a share do you think it's going to have in that market?
So let me give you the context of our Simply Learn business. We are an online training company on professional courses. So having said that, we are not looking at only India as a market. So let's say anybody who wants to learn big data, whether he is from Bangalore or from Boston, it doesn't. It's no different for us because the concept is same. And I showed you a couple of our online courses. It is designed for global audience. So it's designed by US based experts in that setting, so that I can serve the entire English speaking market. Having said that, I personally don't look at this industry number of 100 billion and so seriously, because if I look at my business, I'm doing 20 million, right? So for me, there is a huge space to grow. So I think I'll get into a percentage of getting that market share when I really become maybe $100 million player, and then these numbers will really start making or breaking any sense. But when I say I have a huge headroom to grow, because size itself is not that big compared to those numbers.
Correct. So, don't you think most of this particular market that they are talking about is also very language, as they call it, very language insensitive in terms of they do not really require to be an English, somebody who's basically doing, having studied English or even taking these courses in English, etc. It could also be in other languages. So, are you also planning to cater to the courses in other languages as well?
So
because it's worldwide anyway.
Yeah, so we did evaluate that thought that I have 200 courses, so should I first convert those 200 courses in, let's say, a Spanish or German language, or I look at adding new courses. So what the call that we have taken, that maybe I will first double our current course count and then look at doing that multilingual thing maybe sometime in future, because today we are focused primarily between US and India, because between US and India we get 80% of our business. Wow. And 20% is remaining, so we want to think about that pie later. So another important thing in education is that you need to be a credible provider. People will not learn if they think that the person who is teaching them is not qualified. Now when you want to build that credibility, you cannot build that credibility everywhere. So that requires a lot of focus. So we decided US and India is a huge enough market, and if you build credibility here, then you may take that credibility and go somewhere else. Having said that, in internet, if you are a credible provider in US, if somebody is coming from UK also, they can relate to it.
Yes, very true. And once you are online, there is no way you can stop anybody from actually consuming whatever you're going to do. So they would want it. So that comes to say that you seriously have a lot of scope and lot of place to grow. Number one, and as you ideally said, you would like to grow in the pace where you rather make lesser mistakes and gain much better than actually going all the way, all the miles. So that's interesting. So I wish you success on this, and that was really nice interacting with you. Thanks a lot, Krishna.